Welcome back, everyone. So, in this episode, we'll be discussing what gross national happiness is, and I'm proud to be a Bhutanese and quite blessed that the foresighted kings have already envisioned such a very philosophical strategy for this very landlocked country. So, gross national happiness is a philosophy, and gross national happiness, sometimes called as the happiness prospect for a country to measure. So it's a philosophy that guides the country. It was introduced by the former king, the fourth king of Bhutan. Basically, gross national happiness includes an index which is used to measure the collective happiness and well-being of the population. So, in most of the contexts of our country's development, we measure the country's development in gross domestic product. However, the king of Bhutan, the fourth king, said, "We're going to do it differently. We're going to measure Bhutan in terms of happiness." And the question is, how do we measure happiness? So the gross national happiness concept was being introduced pretty advanced as early as 2000, in the early 2000s. So the concept was basically a true resonance of the Dharma King, the fourth king. So basically, at the same time, just to give you a history, the gross national happiness was also introduced by the UN General Assembly in 2011, passed in the resolution that we're going to measure happiness, like Bhutan. So it's a holistic approach to developments, and likewise that this became a very fundamental concept to guide and drive the young the young nation. So basically, uh, gross national happiness is something that people might think, oh, how can we measure happiness? There was some discussions. Of course, there's criticism because it's a theory derived uh, not on algorithms. For example, like gross domestic product, we can pretty much measure it with the different indicators and so on. But gross national happiness, is something that looks beyond, which looks beyond a fundamental focus of the ideology of a country. Most of the leaders of a country focuses on enhancing the living standards of the people. Likewise, how would you enhance the country's development in terms of infrastructure and so on. Whereas this gross national happiness, in this session we will discuss more about the four pillars. There are four basic pillars that I was talking. So overall, this four pillar is based on combining as well as bringing together a concept of economical development, at the same time sustainable development. So what are these four pillars? The four pillars, if you if you see this web, you would already see it on the page. The first is sustainable socio-economic development. What does this mean? It means when we have a nation advancing into the future, sustainable socio-economic development is important. Not only economical development is important, but socio-economic is also very important. It means also, in a way, the anthropological idea of society and the human being in this. So it's not just ensuring that there's more domestic product, for example, but it's also to ensure that there's a balance between social and economic development. The second pillar is environment conservation. So, gross national happiness, as Bhutan is a very landlocked country, and by the constitution, we say that the country has to be covered by 60% all times to come. So this already shows that when we go into developing a nation, that we shouldn't compromise on the environment. So the second pillar is environmental conservation. As much as we enhance on the economic development, that the environment has to be conserved. The third is preservation and promotion of culture. Bhutan is a very landlocked country, never under any colonialism. So there's a pride and also there's a rich culture behind it. So it is important, as much as it's a very small country, it has pristine and a very unique culture. As early as since the 17th century, it was already independent. So preservation, promotion of culture. So here we talk about not only preserving it but promoting the culture. Like if you look at me, this is my day-to-day uniform, not only uniform but my casual wear, and it is a national dress, and I'm proud to wear this. And if you look at my chest, I have the picture of the royal family. So it's the king, the queen, and the young prince. So this is the value that we have as culture. Which is different. I have people asking, "What is this on your chest? Is it your family?" So this is a pride that we carry. So preservation and promotion of culture is one. And last but not the least, good governance. Of course, every country as we develop, of course, we need to have a very united and forthcoming and futuristic governance focus. As much as Bhutan is a parliamentary democratic monarch country, we have to ensure that there is good governance. Because if there's no good governance, everything can be disharmonized. As much as we have the other three elements going on, the good governance is important. So overall, dear friends, dear viewers, this is what gross national happiness is, and the four pillars of gross national happiness. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for our next discussion about the nine domains under these four pillars. Thank you.